Hi everyone, Richard here with EduData Consulting. I build Google Workspace applications for K through 12 schools, and today we're going to be doing a deep dive into my reimagined Sub Manager internal add-on. So Sub Manager is a Google Workspace add-on that works with Google Calendar. However, it does incorporate Google Forms, Google Sheets, and Gmail into the workflow. The idea behind this add-on is to help you manage internal coverages for when teachers need to be out, whether it is to go to the dentist or attend a workshop for PD, but sort of those period by period coverage needs. And this combines the approach of a community job board as well as an administrator who can assign subs to classes that are known to need coverage either the day of or in the future. So with that context, we're going to jump into a teacher account and look at how a teacher can post a job and how a teacher can take a job off the board. So here we go. So step one is certainly to have installed the Sub Manager add-on, and when you launch it, you'll be presented with a very bare bones screen with a button to view the open jobs and some instructions of how to post your own job. So if you work with a company like SchoolCal who assists you in getting your teaching schedules on Google Calendar, you're already ahead of the game. So in my case, I'm going to take this 9 biology class, which is on my schedule, and I plan on not being there for that class, so I need to post this as a sub request, and we'll let the system work out the coverage. So to do that, I simply select the teaching period on my Google Calendar. You'll notice how the side panel is now going to change, and it's going to ask me some questions. It'll auto-populate my name in the teacher field. I could put in the grade level the class belongs to, the block period it belongs to, the room that it's taking place in, and then some lesson plans for the sub. And then I can put in a reason for the absence. Now this reason does not appear anywhere in any visible data other than in some of the reporting that administrators can do. This may have implications regarding payroll and other reasons. So if I submit this request, what it'll do is take that calendar event and create a new calendar event on a hidden Sub Manager calendar, right? This calendar is editable by anyone in the organization, yet hidden on purpose. So it's more of a placeholder calendar, so to speak. So now I get confirmation that my job has been posted to the job board. And if I want to confirm myself, I can click this button. So notice we're looking for 9 biology by teacher 1, and I'm going to click view open jobs. So we can see on our Google form on December 30th, my job here has been listed as somebody who needs a sub. But as I'm here, I notice, well, oh, looks like developer needs a sub for the algebra class. So if I'm a teacher and I want to take a job off the job board, all I need to do is just tick this box to verify my email. I choose the job that I'm able to cover, and then I hit submit. So now I get a message here that says you are only considered confirmed once you've accepted the Google Calendar invite. If you did not receive an invite, it's because the position has been filled. So let's go ahead and go to our email. And I'm noticing here I have a email from the system. It says almost there. Hello, teacher 1. This is a confirmation that you have accepted to cover the following job. It has been added to your schedule. So I get the details of it here and explanation of how to confirm the event. So I'm going to click this link and go to Google Calendar. And here is this 9 algebra class that has been added to my calendar. So I'm now a guest, and in order to confirm, I have to click on it and say yes. So what that does is confirms that I have taken the job. So that is essentially how a teacher can post and collect jobs from the job board. Now let's switch hats and let's go over and explore the administrator's view. So as we look at this admin account, the first thing I want to do is look at some of the emails that have been created. So we see this first one. When teacher 1 picked up the job, it emailed me. So in this case, I'm an admin who's also a teacher. I posted a job request and teacher 1 has claimed it. So I get a job confirmation saying that you're covered. So that's one of the emails that is automatically created. And if I was as an administrator and teacher 1 has submitted that request, so this was the 9 biology request, I'm alerted that somebody needs coverage in the future. So this is just an automated message that lets me know that a request has been made for a sub. So you can see there's ongoing communication with the system and the sub requests and administrators. Now, as an admin, you're going to notice a slight difference in the way that the add-on appears in Sub Manager. So there's a lot more details here. So one, as an admin, I can actually assign a sub simply by filling out a form here. So for example, let's say I know that teacher 1 needs a sub on the 29th, and it's going to be maybe a 10th grade class, and let's call it science, and we can put in the block that it happens, and then I'm just going to assign it to developer, and then put in the room, any subplans, and then a reason, hit continue. So what that does is that'll create an event directly on the Sub Manager calendar, this hidden calendar, and send an invite to teacher 1. Now, the other interesting things that the administrator can do is obviously they can view the open jobs just like anybody else does. So there's one job that's currently open. As jobs are taken or expired, they're automatically removed from the job board. I can create a daily coverage report. So for example, there's nothing listed today, but if there were to be a job available on this day, it would be produced in a Google Sheet report. For payroll, if we are compensating our teachers for their coverage, what this will do is allow me to select the payroll period. So let me just go ahead in the future. So let's say that's our payroll period, and I click this button. It will generate a report of who subbed for who, what jobs, and the status of those jobs. So you can see that teacher 1 has indeed RSVP'd yes. This job is not covered yet, but perhaps later when I run this report, it will show as being covered, and then we can apply the proper compensation or notes based on the data that's coming in through our payroll report. And then we can look at a complete record of all of the sub requests and substitutes for the entire year, and this will be sorted with the newest jobs at the top. So over time, this is set to sort of update every hour and kind of list the events on the sub manager calendar to give you some details about who's covering for who and the times and some valuable data there. Another important thing here is just the settings document. So the settings is where you sort of establish the parameters for your school. So we've got the ID to our hidden sub-manager calendar. All of the administrators could be listed in column B who need to be aware or managing this coverage process. Then we've got all of the teaching faculty, their names and email addresses in columns C and D. And then we outline our school day, the blocks, the periods. This is just to facilitate adding events to the calendar without having to use a time picker when needed be, because we can just select a block and that corresponds to the times in our schedule. We can list out the grade levels in our school, the locations of the rooms, all of the courses that are offered at school, and then of course the first day and last day of school, which essentially provides the parameters to the reports when we're looking at all subs for a given academic year. That will provide the date range for the ongoing exports. So there you have it. This is a comprehensive look at the sub-manager internal add-on. Feel free to reach out if this is something that you've been thinking about in your school and getting a handle on that process and formalizing it a bit more. More than happy to help you out. Thanks for watching. Bye.